Welcome, everybody. It's your boy, the Versace Stoner, and we're cruising for a bruising. We got right now, I ran into him, the Rodfather.
What's going on, brother?
What is going on, brother Rodney Bez? How you doing?
Same old. Just another day living the American dream, rocking and rolling, making sure that all the women's hearts are stolen.
Hell yes. That's what we like to hear at the VSW. You sounding great, you know.
Live tonight, brother. You're interviewing the 150-pound beefcake that makes the ladies' hearts ache.
Hell yes. So let me ask you a few questions. Nobody up in my area probably knows anything except what I've shared so far about you. Tell me a little bit about the Rodfather. You're into wrestling. You had some matches. You've been doing your thing. What got you into all that?
Well, when I was young, my grandfather always watched black and white wrestling on TV, and he would have the TV turned up so loud. I enjoyed it. It just made him so happy. And like when I was a kid, it was something we had in common. And throughout the years, I just really loved like the ultra personas of a lot of the guys, man. I loved it. Like the Brutus Beefcakes and the Greg Valentines, and the Macho Man. Like he was like the mecca of wrestling to me,
So yeah, you kind of watch wrestling when I started in the time I call the well, I mean they call it the rock and roll era. I call it, the bigger than life era because every superstar almost was bigger than life. You did have that great Randy Savage coming out. Everybody, the crowd was just all about it.
And that's what I want to bring back to wrestling,
Exactly. We don't, I think it's somewhere down the line through the years, some of the character development, some of the characters got lost. Everybody, focuses on the sports part of it and let's, the moves and, what cool moves I can do, but they've lost that character aspect.
Exactly. Like, I guarantee when people come to see me at my shows, like the kids, they don't pay for autographs. They get free pictures and like hugs, like I'm there for my fans because I want people to just love what they see, just to have that love for wrestling again, It needs that.
So you're similar to what, my partner and I kind of started out with this, to say, well, if he couldn't be here right now, he's at the rest stop taking a nap. We've been driving all day. But, he always talks about how, he wants to get people that are in their local whatever, if local area in sports to also consider, their local wrestling in sports. You're out in Kansas City, so what, when the people talk about a Chiefs game, they want to also be able to talk about, what independent wrestling scene is happening in the area. That's his goal. You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually in the middle of the state of Kansas.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're over there. I thought it was Kansas City.
Nah, brother. Nah. Kansas City has got some wrestling action, though, man.
It does. Oh, so you're over there in Kansas. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the flatlands of Kansas, brother.
No place like home.
Exactly, man.
And there is a pretty good scene out there, right? You have a couple promotions.
Yeah, there's quite a few different promotions going on. I'm not like I'm not really active in any certain promotion or anything like that. I'm an unsigned talent,
Yeah, you just kind of help out, wherever it is. If there's a show that you kind of like, you'll talk with the promoter, say, hey, can I be a part of it? I'll help you. I'll help sell tickets. You let me do my match.
That's the thing about me, man. I love the marketing. I love the promoting, and I love to see the fans, man.
See, that's like me. That's what I really love about this sport. I mean, yes, I like what happens in the ring, and, I've been in the ring. I'm going to actually be doing a training seminar coming up in August. I'll be doing a 5-hour seminar at this New England Pro Academy. Actually, on the lady on TV, Sasha Banks, she actually trained there. That's where she made her bones. But I'm going to be going out there. But, I really honestly, I'm like you. I love the promotion part of it. I love making guys look huge. I love taking people like the Rodfather and making him look as big as Macho Man Randy Savage because, at the end of the day,
that's what I'm talking about, brother.
You are. Because the only difference is the right eyes haven't seen you yet.
Exactly, brother. Exactly, man. I've been doing the backyard wrestling, and I've went to some shitty training schools, and I've been bounced around here and there, and right now I'm getting middle-aged and crazy, but I ain't giving up. It's my dream. I'm gonna, like I said, ass whippings. Everybody takes them. The ass whooping I took Saturday, that ain't the first one. It ain't gonna be the last. You know what I mean?
No, I mean the game don't end. It just gets a little bit harder.
But it's people in life that give up. They're the ones that don't achieve these things, and to be idolized by these kids and stuff. That's what it's all about for me.
That's enough motivation to keep you going for however long. You know what I mean?
You're
just
damn
seeing
right.
the kids smile, seeing them come out and want to meet the Rodfather, coming out, wanting to get that picture, wanting to get that hug.
When I'm checking in the motels and the motels are packed because of the event, and the kids are, oh my God, the Rodfather's in my motel. That's awesome. That's awesome.
And honestly, that's what really draws me to the independent scene. We get that intimacy that you don't get on WWE. I can go to a WWE event. I could even sit in the first 5 rows. I'm going to still feel like I'm watching it on TV.
Exactly.
I go to an independent show. I sit in the first row. I can sit anywhere in the building. I feel like I'm part of the show no matter what. The wrestlers are looking at me. They'll fight with me. They'll talk with me. They'll do all sorts of stuff. In between, I get to talk with them. After the show, I get to meet them. That really brings the fan into it, but it also, opens the books for, people like me to be able to do podcasts and get, people to come on and tell their story.
Exactly. Just like, brother, I got a surprise for you while we're doing the Versace Stoner podcast. Now, dig this, brother.
Yeah.
The 2022 Rodfather Bays Bash. Going to have live commentary during the matches, and I'm going to fly you in for live commentary.
Holy shit, brother. I'm speechless. I am speechless.
It's going to be me and you doing commentary at the Bays Bash next year, brother.
Well, let me tell you this. I really, really appreciate it, and I am down 100%.
And I'm going to only do exclusive when it comes to Bays Bash with the Versace Stoner podcast.
Hell yes, that will be one hell of an event. I do some commentary. I actually enjoy it. I've been actually practicing behind the scenes at it, and I love it.
And I'd like to welcome all the guys that you have lined up to do the podcast interviews and stuff. They're all welcome to hit me up. Between me and you, we'll get them scheduled for next year's Bays Bash.
Hell yeah. I mean, I know a bunch of people that would love to come and work in a different territory, get their name out there. I was talking to people. They're like, where do you want to work? They're like, anybody that's willing to book me. I'm like, sure. Let me, market. And that's what the whole thing with this is. We're
gonna work. We're gonna work and work and work on this. We've already got stuff in the works, actually. And we're gonna get this set up months in advance because we want this to be the mecca of shows in the state of Kansas. The Bays Bash is synonymous, man. It's the biggest party around here.
I said, I had to miss this last one, and my partner couldn't get the day off, but
brother, I'm glad you missed it, to be honest with you, because I got my ass kicked. And the first time I meet the Versace Stoner, the Rodfather ain't gonna get his ass kicked.
Well, I tell you, I probably would have bought you a drink after the match for the ass kicking that I saw from the pictures in the tape. But
yeah,
but you know what? You went out there, Rodney, and regardless,
my first legit match with that company, and I called out a legit multi-time world champion.
Exactly.
A lot of people ain't got the balls to do what I did.
No, I mean, that's like somebody stepping into the boxing world saying, hey, I want Mayweather right now. And
yeah, that's like going in your garage and punching that speed bag, then going fighting Mike Tyson.
Yep, and you know what? You went out there regardless, you didn't come home with the belt, but you proved one thing, that you can hang with anyone.
Exactly. And I ain't got nowhere to go but up from here, brother.
No, the sky's the limit after you do that. And like I said, I think you gained a lot of respect. I see the fans pouring in. They're asking me every day about Rodfather merchandise. They're loving the Cruisin for a Bruisin. I'm just waiting on, the makers to approve the graphics. Supposedly they're so good, my graphics that I made, that they're wondering if I really made them. And I'm like, yes, I showed them the proof. Of course, I don't steal graphics. I'm a graphic designer.
Brother, you are the official Rodfather merchandising guy. Nobody else gets to copyright me, merchandise me, but Versace. That's it, brother. Stoner, you have the deal.
Hell yes, and we'll take you to new heights. I have a lot of, cool ideas, and you always give me great photos. You dress up great. You like to have fun with the gear. You have the
Brother,
red, white,
my
and blue.
gear is inspired, honestly, by Dusty Rhodes and the Macho Man Randy Savage, because those two were the best promo cutting sumbitches in the game.
They were, honestly, everybody, they talk about Hogan. Hogan's fine for what he did, yes. And the WWE needed him, but the real mic man, the real talker, was Macho Man. Any of his promos that he did, he put 150% effort into them. They were over the top.
When I was a kid, he came out with a little creamer thing.
Yep.
And he said, to be at the top, you got to be the cream of the crop. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, brother Rodney, I remember that well.
And, man, it's just, the dude made me get excited. It made my heart race, and I was just so happy when he would come out. Because I was like, when the Macho Man comes out, you got to see a legit wrestling match.
You did, and it was a real match. He did it, he did it different than, the people in his time. Yeah, like I said, Hogan was the big name. He was the big draw, but Hogan didn't really wrestle. He fought. He was another bruiser like Duggan. He bruised.
Exactly.
But Macho Man could wrestle. He could grapple. He could dive. He could jump. He could fly. He could do it all. And, your other guy you talk about is one of the best in the business, Dusty Rhodes. He's done so much for the business between, what he's done as the booking, creating in WCW all the events that he started, and plus his wrestling.
Exactly. And
funny
his
you say that.
bloodline.
One of my favorite Savage matches is actually when Savage went bad, and it was Savage and Sherry. The King Randy Savage
Yes.
and Sherry, and it was versing Dusty and Sapphire.
Yes.
That was one of my favorite matches. Growing up as a kid.
Sapphire, baby.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Because Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, baby. He said he had wined and dined with kings and queens and slept in dumpsters eating pork and beans. That dude was a bad motherfucker, dude.
He was, and in real life too. And he spawned some great. I have to say, he spawned two great kids. I mean, look at the talent.
His bloodline is phenomenal for wrestling talent.
It is. It really is. Now, and unfortunately for myself, I've honestly stopped watching WWE product. It has definitely changed from when we watched the Savage days and all that in the 90s. It's definitely not what I remember.
No.
It doesn't give me the same excitement. But what does is the indie scene.
Yes.
That's where the passion is now, I feel.
I thrive for it. I feel it in my blood. I love it.
I mean, I'm going to say that you, on Base Bash, you probably, gave a 500% performance. And you weren't making no $1 million payday.
Exactly.
This is all about, giving to something that you love, you respect, and, you respect the community that
honestly,
follows.
I knew from the bottom of my heart I was walking into a straight ass kicking. But I did it because I strive to make the fans cheer for me. I love it. When I come out for my intro, I got them jamming Great White, once bitten, twice shy. And I'm rocking that place. And it erupts when I come out. My fans are the most devoted, the most loyal. My fans literally drove from all over the United States to come see me. And to a little bitty town in the middle of Kansas. And that was hours from my hometown. So, my whole hometown took off to go down there too. We represented.
You had all sorts of Bays fans all across.
Yeah, we pulled up 3 motels. I had so many fans.
That's amazing, and now that makes me really excited for next year's bash. It will probably be double that.
Oh, bro, I've had thousands of people show up at my parties, man, and that's why it turned it from a party to a bash over the years. So next year will honestly be the 22nd annual Bays Bash.
That is wild.
And it's gonna be huge, brother.
That's wonderful. Like I said, we love these kinds of things here at the VSW. It gives, like I said, everybody a chance. And like you said, you're coming from someone that started from a fan and just wanting to be part of it and, wanting to give to it.
Exactly.
And you got to respect that, regardless if you've had, if you've had to go to professional schools or not. At the end of the day, you're a wrestler.
Exactly. When you feel it in your blood and you can take those bumps and you can man up and deal with the bruises and that ass kicking that you get, because I don't care what anybody says, professional wrestling is real.
Oh, it surely is. You might not.
Mr. Anderson said it perfectly when he said, wrestling is real. People are fake.
That's true. That's how it is. So let me ask you. Let's talk a little bit to the fans about Bays Bash this year and your match. How did it all start? You challenged the champion. Tell us up the story.
Well, a year ago, I was trying to get the event going, then COVID hit. And initially, the Bays Bash was 7 different bands, a big outdoor arena. I had hired a wrestling promotion to come in. Things didn't work out too well because of the whole COVID. And I took a big loss, a couple grand here and there. And I just had a promotion, like a guy I got a hold of. He said that he would do it, and he stuck with me on it. And he put it together this year. Wasn't what I usually do for the bash, usually because I try to make it like a really big thing. But they were able to do it this year, and that was cool with me. I didn't want to just throw the thing, I wanted to get in the ring because I wanted to give my childhood friends that I'm still friends with, and I wanted my family and my kids, and I just wanted everybody that knew I had a passion for this, because they watched me struggle for years trying to get to do this. And I just got my chance, and I got an offer to get in the ring with a legit world champion, knowing damn well I didn't have enough training, knowing damn well that not the average guy off the street can actually just go get in the ring and fight a heavyweight world champion, let alone a legit multi-time, well-traveled, well-seasoned veteran of the game. And, I knew I wasn't going to walk out of there, but that crazy son of a bitch wrestling fan inside of me said, you're going to do this, Rod. You got this. And as the Rod father, I'm synonymous with don't quit. And I'm hardcore. I've been in tons of street fights. I've put my hand in boxing over the years, and I've done some crazy things. And that's probably one of the craziest. And I accept the ass whooping I took. But I'm happy I did it, because the smile on them little kids' faces and the photos that, I was able to take with my fans, and all the support and the love and everything that's been shared to me. I got some hardcore fans, man. And that just, when you go out there and you give your heart and soul and you try, well, at the end of the day, whether I got my ass whooped or didn't, my fans were going to be loyal to me, and they still are. They check on me. They make sure I'm all right. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit sore. I'm beat up, but you know what? I'll live to fight another day, and I'm going to do it again. and again.
Yeah, definitely. And that is what it's all about. It's not always about wrestling. What people don't understand about wrestling, it's not like your other natural sports. It doesn't matter all the time if you've won that belt, if you're walking home the winner. Sometimes the biggest winners are actually the losers of the match. And you know what? You showed tonight that you were, or that night rather, that you were the winner. Because you know what? You did come in with minimal training, but 100% heart. And you knew what was coming. You knew...
I I went into that fight weighing 150. The guy I got in the ring with was 207.
Probably half your age.
Yeah, I'm 44. Yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
I don't know much about the guy, but you know what I mean?
But usually the world champions nowadays are all young kids. I notice.
Yeah.
I notice it's all the young kids. All the old guys can't. We can't win the belts no more.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? You went in there. You didn't even really know much about him. First of all, you know, some people get their opponents 6 months in advance. They can watch tape. They can watch.
Yeah.
Match.
This was within a week. You know, I got drunk one night, had a couple too many beers, ran my mouth, called him out. And, you know, hey, it makes for a great fucking story, doesn't it?
It really does. And the surprising thing is he actually answered. You know, you can call out people all day. Sometimes they don't answer. He answered you.
Exactly. And the thing was, I realized I made a mistake. I had to man up and face him. I'm not going to lie. It was a fun ass whooping.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people in your predicament that night might have, you know, backed out and may have said, you know, maybe I don't really mean it, you know, it's okay, you know, but you didn't. You stuck your ground. You know, you dealt with what you said. You knew which way probably it was going to go, but you gave it anyways. You took the beating, and you are able to fight another day. You know, we will see another Rodfather match at some point.
And, I mean, I can't tell you exactly who it'll be with, but I feel sorry for the next person.
Oh, the next person, now you're going to have a little bit of, you know.
Yeah.
Now
I'll be a little more prepared.
You know a little bit what to expect. And if you've already faced one of the best, if it ain't on that level, you're going to have an easier time.
Exactly, brother, exactly. I wanted to go into this business with a legit match, not no backyard wrestling, none of that stuff like I used to do. You know, I wanted to go into an actual legit match in a ring, and I wanted to go toe-to-toe with a champion, and I got my wish. So I figured, hey, I want to pay my dues, so I did. I got ragdolled. I got my ass kicked, brother. I'm not going to deny it, because any man that denies an ass whooping, he's lying to himself. You lie to yourself, you're lying to your fans. My fans, they don't care whether I win or lost. They came to see me, and they're happy. You know, I put on a good match either way. So
that's all that really counts. You know, you did. I'm hoping that I'm sure at some point some tape will surface. I mean, it's very rare that a promotion doesn't film some sort of hard copy version.
Yeah.
And hopefully maybe after they edit it, they probably add in some commentary. They do some other stuff into it, and maybe at some point I will get to see that match. I would like to see it just because, you know, you are my boy. I am one of those loyal fans of yours, you know, Rodfather. I do appreciate what you do
that, brother.
Business. I love what you do in the ring. I love what you do outside of the ring. I see all your posts. I see all your stuff on Facebook. You know,
I do a lot of charity work too, brother. I'm always doing things for the kids. I go around and I hand out wrestling belts to all the kids around here, and I barbecue for all the kids in the neighborhood. And I'm always doing something, man. I always got to be out there with the community doing something.
And you know that's really like the backbone. I mean, if you're gaining lifelong fans at this point, if they, you know, even after you retire in the ring, they're gonna be fans of the industry, because they're gonna remember how the Rodfather made them feel when they went to an event. You know, how good the wrestling industry was to them as a kid. That's what kept me as a fan. It wasn't, you know, what I see on TV yesterday. It's how it was when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, you know, yes, WWF at the time was the big one, but you know, they had some house shows going on. They had indie shows around that would bring in the talent to work, and I would get to meet them, you know, and they would always be nice to me. You know, I remember one time I met Tito Santana. I met the Warlord.
Awesome guy, man. Awesome guy.
Honky Tonk Man was a great man, you know, when I met him. He was very nice to me as a kid. I might have been about 7 or 8, but you know, he shook my hand, he showed me respect, he let me hold his IC title. And, you know, it was a great time. These are the memories I have. These are the memories that keep me, you know, wanting to watch wrestling and to be in the business.
Exactly. That's what I want to bring back to the fans, brother.
You know, and we can't knock that. We can only support that here at the VSW. So if there's anything you ever need, any kind of social work you need to be done, you know, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're also on Instagram and YouTube. We can promote, help you share, and do anything you need because we totally support the Rodfather and his journey right now.
That's awesome, brother. Thank you. And I support the Versace Stoner as well.
You know, and that's what it's about, making friends in this business. And, you know, when you got friends, a lot can happen. You know, you can put egos aside for a minute and let friends make friends, and, you know, and realize that partnerships can happen.
That's a definite thing right there, brother. That's definite.
You know, you don't always have to be the top lone dog. You can be, you know, a couple of top dogs.
And I've always donated to, like, my independent wrestling friends when they were going through hard times, you know, because I was always trying to help them with their dreams as well. I still do from time to time.
You know, I won't lie. Last year during the pandemic when wrestling was shut down, I was pretty devastated. I had tickets lined up for some of the hottest shows. I was about to take off big, doing my own actual. I was gonna try to do my own show, working a show that I want to do at some point. That's gonna be a 50-50 show, meaning, you know, 50% is profit. The other 50% I wanted to donate it to an autism cause.
That's awesome, brother.
You know, me and Disabled Wolf are all about the charity as well. But
you put me on a plane ticket anytime you book that, and I'll be out there to do it with you, brother.
Exactly. You know, I love that. I love that. And you know, it all happened that, you know, as COVID, as you know, and everything just turned to mud. But you know, I saw some of my friends struggle, and I saw people, and I started, you know, I started buying shirts. I started buying 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shirts a week from wrestlers. Just some I didn't even know, random. I would do random drawings. You got a shirt. You're getting a shirt. I always try to support the individual indie wrestlers because, you know what, when they go out for me on an event, no matter what it is, if it's a small VFW hall or it's like the biggest TD Garden, they give me 150% show. You know?
Yeah. Dude, the independence, that's where it's at, man. That's where the superstars of tomorrow are coming from.
You know, and that's why I started the VSW. It wasn't really to cover the WWE. There's a million people covering that. I can talk about it. And with talking about that comes a lot of negativity and toxic behavior.
Oh, yeah.
The fans get toxic towards you. You know, they even the AEW, it's great wrestling. Don't get me wrong. I love AEW. I'm a huge fan. But the fan base, I get into skirmish because then they start to try to compare to other things. And they want to fight you. I don't want to do all that. I like the indie scene with the indie people because they just like all the shows that the guys are around. They just care about the talent. They don't give a shit about the companies. You know, they don't have those fights. They don't have those battles that you know, you see on the mainstream. And, you know, I like that. I like to be able to engage in a fan, you know, in a mature manner. We can disagree. We can hope not like the other wrestler, but I've seen some crazy shit on social media. The way people act over, you know, wrestling on TV.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Me, I'm like you. I won't argue with people. I'll just whatever. Because everybody's got an opinion, I guess, and that's cool. But, you know, sometimes I see people negative towards, like, some really good independent wrestlers when actually they're doing phenomenal work. It's just because they ain't on that main stage on Monday night. You know what I'm saying?
And, you know, I always like to ask these haters, what are you doing on, you know, where you wrestling at tonight? Because they're not wrestling. Exactly. They're sitting behind a keyboard typing. They never stepped in a ring, never laced a boot. They wouldn't even have done what you did, okay?
I had a couple guys call me out come Monday. They said, man, you got your ass whooped. And I said, yeah, but I had the balls to do it. You know.
Exactly. So, they didn't go in the ring with the champion. They didn't get their ass whooped. They didn't even try.
Yeah, that's what I told them. I said, go give it a shot sometime, man. Guarantee your results ain't going to be as good as mine. Like, yeah.
I mean, even the guy that you had to face, he had to do, you know, like probably a good, you know, years of training to get to where he had to get. It doesn't happen overnight. I always tell the people, you know, obviously you're more experienced.
And honestly, if anything came out of that match that I had Saturday night, right?
Yeah.
If anything came out of that, if that did anything, it helped the independent wrestling game. For one, it let people know and reassured that in life, man, you cannot be a fan and just go walk in the ring and fight one of these guys. You will get your ass kicked.
Yeah, I don't want to give people the wrong idea.
I worked out. I work out all the time, so I'm like in good physical shape.
And like you said,
I got my ass handed to me, brother.
But like you said, even regardless of what professional, you had some backyard, you had some wrestling be under you. You just didn't literally walk off the street to go face the guy. It wasn't like like a mass transit incident or nothing like that. Like I don't want to. I don't want to tell people to let my fans know that they think they can just go challenge world champions. That ain't gonna happen. You had the Rodfather was already existed before this match.
Yeah, because I've had people like just tell me, they're like, man, they're like, you're gonna get your ass kicked. I'm like, yeah, I know. I kind of knew ahead of time. It's not nothing new to me. But yeah, there's a lot of people that they watch that stuff on TV and things, and they're like, oh, I'd get in the ring and kick his ass. No, you won't. No, you won't.
First of all, you wouldn't even be able to deal with the breathing while trying to run.
Second
of all, you have, like when I used to box, I come from an amateur boxing background. My guy always told me, my trainer, we have to train 3,000 minutes per 3-minute round. And that's exactly what we did. I spent days and weeks in the gym just training for, 9-minute fights.
Exactly.
But it takes balls. There's plenty of times that I've gotten thrown up against people that I knew that I couldn't beat, and I would just go in there and do the best I can. And some days I would lose, or sometimes I got knocked down. But guess what? I got back up. I was there the next day. I was at the next training camp. Nothing stopped me, and that's how it has to be in this business. You got to just keep going, moving,
exactly. You got to
driving.
You got to have that heart and that drive,
And we can definitely see that heart in you, Rodney the Rodfather, and we really appreciate it. We are just about out of time on our road trip here, and I got to go wake up the other guy. He's been sleeping for too long. But I have one more final question for you that we've been asking everybody on this Cruisin for a Bruisin', and it is this. Why should you, out of all the wrestlers on the card, stand out and win the inaugural Cruisin for a Bruisin' accolade?
Well, I think it's because I'm the only one on here that, when they made their debut, actually took on a legit world heavyweight champion. Multi-time legit world heavyweight champion. Besides that, I think we're all pretty equal in the wrestling game, brother. And I'm just humbled to be on the podcast.
Fair enough, and thank you for coming on. We'd love to thank you. And again, we'll bring you on again, of course, and we can talk more about next year's Bay Bash, because that the old Versace Stoner will love to help you with anything you need, graphics, videos, movies, music, whatever you want. I got you covered, brother.
All right, brother. Sounds good.
Thank you for talking to me.
Father.
Hell yeah. We'll see you around.
All right, brother. Have a good night.
You too. Wow, what a great guest. We had just started the road trip and I didn't even get to announce him. But yeah, the Rodfather, Rodney Bays, what a great guy. I really do want to see his championship debut match. I didn't get to. I'm trying to get a hold with the promoters to see if I can get a copy of the hard copy before it's edited or whatever they do. We'll see what happens. And that is great news for me, that I can actually commentate on the 22 Bays Bash. That's amazing. I do actually like to commentate. I've been practicing a little bit here and there, getting better. I like to do a serious commentate. It's a serious business. But anyways, I really need to go wake up Disable. He's been sleeping now too long, and I want to get back on the road. As much as I want to be at this rest stop, I need to keep driving, or we'll never get to where we have to go. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we'll see you on our next episode of Cruisin for a Bruisin'. Versace Stoner out.